We have 1-2S19 in the open.
Roger, understand 1-2S19 in the open.
Good readback, requesting 1 low out, leaving target line is 090, PRS.
Understand 1 low out, here's K out, and I am now ready, time of flight. Roger, Spectre 1-1, rifle away.
Rifle out.
Lights are on.
Spectre 1-1, this is Shadow. 1-2S19, catastrophic kill, end of engagement.
The United States was hit today by the biggest wave of terrorist attacks ever seen. Both of the massive towers have now collapsed.
These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat, but they have failed. Our military is powerful, and it's prepared.
My title is Marine Raider!
My title is Marine Raider!
Secretary of Defense wanted some type of special operations unit, and what the Marine Corps came up at the time was Detachment One.
From the time Det One was stood up around February, March, April 2003 to the time we deployed was just a year.
Because Iraq was really kicking off in 2003, 2004. We were working through how this was going to come together. They were looking at the next deployment cycle, and so they were experimenting and planning and coming up with different options of how we would be employed.
I got my orders and they were contingent on me completing multiple courses before I got there. Started off with jump school, went to airborne at Fort Benning for 3 weeks, went directly to SEER school, checked into the DET, and then immediately went to dynamic entry and breacher course. And then they started slowing down a little on the courses necessarily, but more of the exercises and training internal to the unit.
The order of the day was get your gear, put it on, here's some ammo, stow everything. We need you on the roof and on the walls.
We were a proof of concept. Now, all the studies and findings were inarguable. We could do whatever the soft forces requirements were at a very high level. Long gone was those questions whether we belonged or not. The decision was, we want that DET. Where do we put them?
Everyone's like, what is MARSOC's niche? You know, you're kind of maritime, you're kind of land. And everyone's like, well, MARSOC does it all. What's MARSOC's niche is really just its quality.
When MARSOC stood up, I was in the 1st Marine Special Operations Company Gulf. We deployed to Afghanistan and we were in Helmand Province, so really southern Afghanistan, and had pretty clear orders. Find the enemy and eliminate them.
The direct action core activity using organic targeting assets and organic intelligence assets that we had, we were focused immediately on targeting Taliban leadership and networks.
We saw great success and started to turn the tide. SOF were the only ones that had train, advise, assist. MARSOC were critical with our NSW partners to essentially stopping the tide of ISIS and taking back Mosul and then ultimately pushing them back out.
I came in on 0311 contract. I went to SOI and Recon came and gave us a sales pitch. I went and took the Recon indoctrination, their challenge, and I graduated SOI, went straight to Recon. When I finished the deployment, platoon sergeant said, we're sending some guys up to MARSOC and think that you should go. So under his recommendation, I said yes, and I came to MARSOC. I had about a summer until I went to assessment and selection, and then I was the first class of ITC. I was a junior sergeant. I came to Hotel Company, which was my first company, and I was on Team 2, and John Gifford was my team chief. So I had the best of the best for 2 deployments.
I think one of the things is Marines were very good at adapting and overcoming, but within SOCOM, what we found was that we were truly required to build our missions from the bottom up.
How did we adapt MARSOC to be able to support these other deployments that were coming up in the AFCOM and PACOM region? We refocused on trying to get quality training to prepare them for these deployments. Trying to get some of our raiders into key positions in TSOCs so they could help inform decisions and how MARSOC would be employed in these areas was key. Part of it is that, direct action hand, and the other part is that the hand that helps prepare the environment. And that's through knowing the culture, building those relationships, building that trust. And you do that through showing up over and over and over again. So then that way they could do it on their own and we wouldn't have to do it for them. We'd always been kind of looking at how we could be better capable as a MARSOC organization in the littorals. And so it was really taking a look at what would they need different to be able to operate in that particular environment. It forced us to take a relook at, what were we manned and trained and equipped with? What would we need differently in that theater? We then figure out where's the best place that we want to put these organizations. Who's best fit for this? And that's what people count on when you show up, is that your Marines. And nobody does that better than MARSOC.
When you're building a new capability from scratch, someone has to be that pioneer generation that determines what you have already, what you need to add to it, and how you get there. And so we spend a lot of time in those early years in the pioneer generation of MARSOC trying to figure out what additional capabilities our Marine Raiders needed to have in order to be the type of capability that we have today.
The biggest difference for those Marines was in the beginning, we were trying to hand select people. And the primary thing was making sure that first and foremost, they wanted to come to MARSOC.
We went through a step-by-step process of deciding what are the capabilities that our professionals need in the SOF environment. How do we build that? We started with the talent we needed. Here are the skill sets they need. Everything that was being done in the combat, we needed to figure out how to do it here, but in many ways at a different level. These Marines are exceptionally good at what they do. They need a little bit more in tradecraft of all of the disciplines.
Everybody's coming from another MOS, so they've cut their teeth in the Marine Corps. They've been evaluated, they come to us, they go to our schoolhouse. So you take that Marine warrior ethos, you bring that here to a world-class training center that indoctrinates them into special operations. It creates world-class problem solvers in our Marine Training Center in the extensive program that they put them through.
One of the things that has kept MARSOC relevant for the past 20 years is the capability of having a fully enabled MSOC.
We're not just going to send Marine Raiders off and say, figure it out.
They now understand what the capabilities they have access to are, and they don't have to concentrate fully on that.
I knew I was never going to go be a team chief. My role was to be the best I possibly could be at the medicate part of shoot, move, communicate, and medicate. There's a subtle difference in how MARSOC employs their medical personnel. We've got 240 boat spaces, 125 are special operations independent duty corpsmen. These corpsmen are full-time soft medics that can fight. I'm of the strong opinion that the only way we're going to keep the similar survivability rates that we saw in GWAT are by keeping lifesavers embedded into the maneuver element, carrying 2 guns and an 8-pack. Prolonged casualty care is a team sport. It's not just going to be that corpsman down there sitting on those casualties for 72 plus hours. A lot of that cross-training happens in the pre-deployment training environment. You really get to hunker down inside of that full-time soft medic identity.
We used to write reports on a typewriter. We've evolved. And if we don't evolve, we will be back in the era of the typewriter. You have to understand the skill sets and the tech that's evolving continuously.
Being here at MARSOC, no one's fighting to leave here. Everybody wants to stay here. It's a volunteer force within the volunteer force.
The name Marine Raider now means something again, and it's because of what these men have done over the last 20 years.
You're looking for people who want it, people who have the desire to do it and to commit to it, and we found them.
It's also just the level of motivation that I feel every morning showing up and seeing Marines with rocks on their back in the pool or in the gym slinging steel.
I think MARSOC's future is very bright. I think they are very secure and competitive as equal partners in the U.S. Special Operations Command.
The skills, the capabilities, the way we train right now are very relevant. What we know is we know that the operating environment is changing. So really, the thing to worry about is how fast can you adapt? We're doing pretty damn well over here at MARSOC, and we intend to keep moving at pace.